A very warm good afternoon to all the participants. I would like to begin by thanking the organizers of the Economic Times Financial Inclusion Summit for having invited me to address this August gathering. While we have made tremendous strides in this area over the years, the pandemic has created new challenges and complexities. The financial system will have a crucial role to fulfill the aspirations and the needs of an economy on the mend. To address this August gathering today, you have lined up an eminent group of experts, highly knowledgeable people, and I also note that you have the participation of Honorable Union Minister Sri Hardeep Puri tomorrow. So I'm sure you will have a highly rich quality of discussion. Financial inclusion, it's very important to say that in the beginning of any talk on financial inclusion, that financial inclusion is a key driver of sustained and balanced economic growth, which helps reduce income inequality and poverty. While we have made tremendous strides in this area over the years, the pandemic has created new challenges and complexities. The financial system will have a crucial role to fulfill the aspirations and needs of our economy on the mend. It is therefore befitting that a summit to deliberate on financial inclusion is being organized at this juncture, and I commend the organizers for the same. The policymakers in India, that is both Government of India and the Reserve Bank of India, acknowledge the importance of financial inclusion early and have taken a number of measures to ensure that the benefits of economic growth percolate down to the poor and excluded sections of the society. I'm sure this forum today will deliberate on the emerging risks, new models of innovative and disruptive technologies, and areas of possible policy interventions. In my address today, I thought it may be apt to look at how far we have traveled on the path of financial inclusion, and I would also dwell upon the way ahead. While assessing the progress made in this sphere across the dimensions of access, usage, and quality, it is observed that India has come a long way in facilitating access to bank services to the last mile and in increasing the usage of financial products. Taking this forward, the National Strategy for Financial Inclusion, which spans over 2019 to 2024, that is NSFI, and the National Strategy for Financial Education, NSFE, which spans from 2020 to 25. Both of them provide a roadmap for a coordinated approach towards financial inclusion, financial literacy, and consumer protection. The National Strategy for Financial Inclusion document lays down several milestones and action plans to be implemented in order to make financial services available, accessible, and affordable to all citizens in a safe and transparent manner to support inclusive growth through a multi-stakeholder approach. Let me focus to begin with on the developments so far. The financial inclusion journey of the country can be traced back to the 1950s, when the focus was on channelizing of credit to the disadvantaged sections and sectors of the economy and weaker sections of the population. Given the latent potential of harnessing value at the bottom of the pyramid, we have seen a plethora of players emerging in the field, ranging from traditional banks, niche financial entities such as payment banks, small finance banks, microfinance institutions, and promising fintech companies. In order to have a planned and structured approach to financial inclusion, banks have been advised by the RBI to put in place financial inclusion plans consisting of achievements against several parameters. Substantial progress has been made with respect to these parameters, details of which are given in the Reserve Bank's annual report released in May 2021. Greater focus is now being given to addressing the vulnerable segments of the economy and population, while paying attention to consumer protection and enhancing capacity of customers so that responsible and sustainable use of financial services can be achieved. The introduction of differentiated banks catering to unique needs of varied population groups was a step in that direction. In recent past, the challenges that have engaged our attention are: number one, how to identify the customer; number two, how to reach the last mile; and number three, how to provide relevant products which are affordable and safe, catering to diverse needs. The digital ID, that is Aadhaar, along with proliferation of mobile phones with world-class payment systems, have addressed the first two challenges of access and usage to a large extent. The third challenge, that is quality, requires both demand and supply side interventions. Setting up of the National Center for Financial Education by the regulators and implementation of the financial literacy in implementation of the Center for Financial Literacy, that is CFL project of the RBI, are two recent initiatives towards improving financial literacy. Payment systems are seen to be lifeline of an economy. They are increasingly being recognized as means of achieving financial inclusion and ensuring that economic benefits reach the bottom of the pyramid. It is quite well known by now that India is among the leaders in the world with regard to development of state-of-the-art payment infrastructure and products, leading to a wider adoption of digital payments. To give an example, the number of prepaid instruments, that is the number of PPIs, increased at a compounded annual growth rate, that is CAGR, of 53% from 41 crore in May 2017 to 226 crore in May 2021. These trends indicate that such instruments have become immensely popular for making small value payments. UPI platform facilitating payment transactions through smartphones has revolutionized the payment landscape in India. UPI has witnessed over 280 crore transactions in June 2021. Globally, there has been a lot of interest in UPI. Similarly, the Aadhaar-enabled payment system, that is AEPS, facilitates funds transfer and payments and cash withdrawals through micro ATMs and BCs using the Aadhaar authentication. During the pandemic, cash transactions at BC outlets through micro ATMs have witnessed significant surge with more than 94 crore transactions, accounting for rupees 2.25 lakh crore during 2020-21. Further, recognizing the importance of inculcating financial literacy concepts at a young age, one of the strategic goals of the National Strategy for Financial Education is integrating financial literacy content with curriculum for the school children. So far, 15 state educational boards have included modules on financial education in their school curriculum. These approaches are expected to strengthen financial education at the grassroots level so as to realize the vision of creating a financially aware and empowered India as enunciated in the NSFE. Across the three dimensions of financial inclusion, that is access, usage, and quality. I repeat, the index will have parameters across the three dimensions of financial inclusion, namely access, usage, and quality. Work on financial inclusion index is underway, and the index will be published shortly, very shortly, by the Reserve Bank. As I conclude, I would like to reiterate that financial inclusion promotes inclusive growth by way of making financial services, including credit and other safety nets, available to the bottom of the pyramid. Lessons from the past and experiences gained during COVID-19 pandemic clearly indicate that financial inclusion and inclusive growth reinforce financial stability. It is the responsibility of all stakeholders to ensure that the financial ecosystem, including digital medium, is inclusive and capable of effectively addressing risks like mis-selling, cybersecurity, data privacy, and promoting trust in the financial system through appropriate financial education and awareness. These efforts have to be supported by a robust grievance redressal mechanism. I look forward to the interesting ideas and thoughts emanating from this forum and these deliberations which you would be having over the next 2 days. And I'm sure they would certainly enhance the process of financial inclusion in the country. I will stop here. Thank you. Namaskar.